quick introduction about Arjun Global and then about Ishu as well, who is our speaker for the day and the topic which he will be speaking. And then I'll hand it over to him and he can, start the session. And if you guys have any questions in between, you can raise your hand or you can unmute yourself and, just ask. So that's not a problem. Or if you want to type in the chat box, you can do that as well. And then if you want to even ask questions at the end, we can, take I think last 10 to 15 minutes for question and answers. We can do that as well. Okay, so I will share my screen. Can you guys see my screen?
Yes, it's visible.
Yeah.
Thank you. Okay, so good evening, all of you, and welcome to our fifth training session for the Kickstart scheme. So, as you all know, that we are running a series of training sessions, for all the young professionals and the Kickstarters to basically, develop and strengthen your skill sets to advance in your career, basically. And these sessions will run through the next 6 months. Covering, various topics going forward. But before we move on, let me give a quick introduction about our company, about Arjun Global. So we provide bespoke recruitment and freelance hiring service for the top 3% of highly skilled talent in the world. We deliver an on-demand workforce of consultants, developers, graphic designers, financial market analysts, technology, and other professional services to startups and leading companies. We also have extensive experience in providing financial and technology resources for a variety of industries. So we have focused on building a talent pool of highly educated, experienced people who have worked with a wide, variety of companies, as you can see here, like Coca-Cola, Google, Amazon, NASDAQ, BSC, HP, and many more. So we endeavor to source market-leading talent for companies of all sizes, from small startups to Fortune 500 companies. Also, we have achieved quite a lot of success placing Indian talent into multinational market in the UK and US. So at our core, we are an on-demand resourcing network with highly talented individuals across the globe with 1,500 plus freelance consultants across the wide range of services like graphic designers, technology consultants, project managers, social media and marketing, software developers, and many more in financial and technology space. So we are running the Kickstart scheme as well since the last 8 months, and we have been a registered gateway provider, helped more than 300 applications across UK businesses, placing young professionals into great companies and giving them employment opportunities who are on universal credit. So we are running these sessions, like I said earlier, that which will give you guys an edge in areas such as problem solving, communication, cognitive flexibility, which will help you gain better self-knowledge and emotional intelligence in the workplace. We have also taken this initiative to boost the confidence of you guys, by offering these in-depth sessions led by knowledgeable business leaders and industry experts. So our topic for today is leveraging social media for marketing and networking. And our guest speaker is Ishu Bansal, who is a self-motivated, creative, and result-driven entrepreneur at Truck Suvidha to create a robust network of truck drivers in India. So Ishu is fancy about process automation based on RPA. He has automated various repetitive processes on various social media channels, including LinkedIn, Facebook, Twitter, Google, etc. He's also developed project management skills by leading a team of skilled programmers as software incubator within the college. He also worked in Infosys for 2.5 years, leading a team of developers, and was also rewarded for his amazing work and dedication. So without any further delay, over to you, Ishu, and we all are looking forward to you hearing from you. Thank you.
Thank you, Manisha, for nice introduction, and nice to meet you all. So let's start today's topic, which is on to the leveraging social media for marketing and networking purpose, which you all guys can utilize on day-to-day life and into your jobs. So Manisha, I'm unable to share my screen.
I can share it, yes. You want me to share the PDF which you had sent me?
Okay,
Okay,
is it visible now?
yes.
So basically, first of all, we start with the basic things like what is social media marketing, what we can do, what it's all about, and then we will take it forward to a single channel. Today we talk about LinkedIn itself, what we can do onto LinkedIn, and what are the different things which can be done on a LinkedIn profile in order to make it lucrative and identifiable, searchable, and communicatable, so that the people can identify you using LinkedIn itself, and you can utilize it for your brand building. So if we talk about the social media, the basic thing is everything is digital these days. It's all about like we can reach out to different people, different target audience, different geographies using social media itself. So whatever we are doing onto the different platforms, whether it's Facebook, LinkedIn, Google, Twitter, Instagram, Pinterest, all these things comes under the social media itself. So if we talk about the brand building, which is one of the lucrative thing of social media, if you are just posting the content on regular basis on social media, it gives a separate different exposure to you and to your audience. We can use social media to build trust with our communities, with our different stakeholders, with our managers, with our communities as well, which further lead to sales and profits if we talk about into the business. So if we talk about majorly what it's all about in terms of the social media, how we can use it, what is the significant uses of the social media. So one thing is first and foremost is the brand building, using which we can build and communicate with our existing audience with very minimal kind of expenses into the market. If we talk about getting the feedback, which is one of the indispensable part of any business, social media plays a very important role where people can communicate. We can communicate directly with our different stakeholders. In case they are facing any problem, they have different channels where they can write, whether it's Facebook or Twitter. We can retain customers by posting different contents on regular basis so that they will understand what our brand value is, what we are offering, and it gives a shift into their mind whatever we are offering, in case we are have some new offers, we can definitely post it into our different media channels, which will reach out to our audience if they have subscribed to our different channels. Not only this, social media also helps us in attracting new people into our business things, where we can connect with people onto the different channels, and even anyone who is liking or sharing our content, it reaches to different audiences using the social media algorithms itself. Apart from that, if one of the major aspect of social media is like building the trust within the community. So if we are an older brand and we are posting regularly onto our Facebook or Twitter, even on LinkedIn, so most of the people have a thought process to first come onto the website and then check onto the social media channels, where whenever they come and they see a lot of posts posted by us, and we are posting on regular basis, it built a kind of relationship and content driven relationship between the our customers and stakeholders and the brand itself. So just not onto the revenues, if we talk about onto the social media channels, which is first is the communication, which always helps in generating the exposure for the brands. If we are posting content regularly, after the traffic which is being generated, it further moves to the generating the subscribers, the opt-in people who are likely interested into your content, which further result into the business partnership, sales, and conversion of the business. If the people are interested into a business, they regularly come, they regularly check what we are doing, what we are offering into the market, which further generates into the qualified leads, which further converts into the sales. So typically, if we look out onto the earlier methods of marketing versus social media generates more revenues versus expenses, and which is much reach to the major audience versus the traditional marketing channels, which are including billboards, newspaper advertisements, etc. So if we talk about major things which are like benefits, major advantages of social media is again like the competitive advantage. It can make you stand out, make your brand stand out of your competition. You can compete onto the value. You can deliver the vision and mission of your brand directly to your consumer, directly into their inbox. You can be the voice of your brand by directly telling how you are different, what you are doing different from your competitors. Communication is again one of the major challenge which can be leveraged by social media. Again, different platforms can be utilized. If you are a B2B audience, you can use a platform like LinkedIn. If you are a B2C audience, then Twitter and Facebook are great channels to adopt. If you are onto the both B2B, B2C, YouTube is one of the micro blogging and micro video blogging is one of the major channel where we can put our content and people keep on searching. So if we talk about onto the search engines, after Google, YouTube is the largest search engine. So most of the people keep on searching onto the YouTube based onto the content. So if you are posting some content on YouTube, it's more likely to be searchable content onto the internet. And social media also helps in reaching to our target audience, target client, irrespective of the geographical location. So that is one of the beauty of social media. So it doesn't matter wherever we are sitting, we can directly search out for the people, directly do outreach campaigns, connect with them, send them emails, connect with them on LinkedIn. Even if we have some other contact details, we can connect them on WhatsApp and other mediums as well. So there is one major question which arises in everyone's mind, like there are multiple social media channels. Which one we should focus on, or like whether we have to focus on each and every channel if we are working or building a brand. So rather than focusing on each and every channel, we should identify what is the major channel where our audience is lying. So again, if we are B2B focused, then we should focus on to the LinkedIn, because most of the professionals and most of the business owners are hanging out on LinkedIn itself. If we are a B2C audience and we see like most of our audience is onto the Facebook, then we should focus onto the Facebook. If we think like most of our audience is like influencers and kind of people who love to read content, then Twitter is one of the micro blogging, micro post content thing which works into the really good scenario. And if we see that most of our audience is interested in video content, then YouTube is one of the great channel. And apart from content, YouTube also helps in improving the search engine rankings. So we can skip this. So let's talk about LinkedIn itself. So what we can do on LinkedIn, what it's all about, what are the benefits on LinkedIn. So LinkedIn has two major things. One is the page-driven approach, and another is the profile-driven approach. It can be utilized as a brand value. So let's say if we talk about Arjun Global, so Arjun Global has a company page where it keep on posting about what are the new updates within the company itself, what the company is doing, what team is doing, what are the new like achievements into the company itself. So that is the company driven approach. Another approach is like individual profiles. So we all have different profiles which we create on LinkedIn, and we have our own audience. So by connecting with different people onto the LinkedIn, let's say if we are a part of any company and we have a different profile. So while we are onto the LinkedIn, we, irrespective of ourselves, we also represent the brand with whom we are working. So let's say if Manisha is working with Arjun Global and she's mentioned that she's working with Arjun Global into her profile, then whosoever is visiting Manisha's profile, the person will get to know that there is a company called Arjun Global, and it might lead the person to the Arjun Global page, and people can read out what Arjun Global is posting on day-to-day basis, so that it gives signals to the user who is visiting the page. While if we talk about the company page approach, there are two main things which a person can do. One is like posting content on regular basis onto the company page. Apart from that, we can invite people to follow our company page in order to grow our followers. So that is something, one of the thing which is given by LinkedIn, where we can invite 100 people on monthly basis to follow our company page. Apart from that, profile is something which is one of the strong part of LinkedIn, where not only we can build our own brand, but we can also use LinkedIn for, in case we are looking for job, in case we are looking for building our own brand presence, or if we are looking for building our own brand as an individual. Onto the LinkedIn, content and consistency matters a lot. If you are posting content regularly and people are engaging with your content, definitely they will keep on connecting with you. You will get more followers by just posting the content. You just need to be consistent and regular in posting the content. Apart from that, there is one more approach which is uh, termed as outreach approach, where we identify the people on LinkedIn. So let's say if we want to reach out to the company owners in a particular location, so we can simply go onto the LinkedIn, search out for the people, and start searching for a target audience. LinkedIn also give you a, leverage where you can automatically where you can send a message, initial message to the user, and just give them a gist why you want to connect with them. So typically, once you are connecting with the person and you have a proper message typed in, people keep on connecting with you, and which gives a results to your profile. So they come onto your profile, they visit your profile, and if it seems interesting, they connect with you. Further, you can build relationship on top of it. And if you are looking for some kind of job, you can ask for that. If you are looking for some kind of business with them, you can ask for that. And people are quite good onto the LinkedIn. They keeps on checking the thing, and people do reply as well. So let's talk about a bit onto the strategy for the LinkedIn profile, what we can do, and what are the profile optimization techniques that can be utilized. So, like, as soon as we got a LinkedIn profile, first of all, we need to understand how our profile looks like. What are the things that people come and people check onto the LinkedIn profile whenever people are coming. So there are two important factors for which we optimize our profile. One is like whosoever is coming onto the LinkedIn, they must search ourselves so that we are searchable onto the LinkedIn. And second thing which comes after searchable is conversions. So if a person is coming searching for us, then it must result to something. So that either if we are looking for some kind of sales, people are coming onto our profile, and if they find our profile interesting, they must talk with us for some kind of results or some kind of service or product, whatever we are looking for. So if we talk about the LinkedIn profile, so there are multiple factors which matters onto the LinkedIn. So apart from profile picture, cover picture is one of the things which matters a lot. So whenever a person is visiting your profile, so there are two elements where the maximum heat maps track the clicks and the eyeballs of the user. One is your profile picture, definitely. It needs to be professional, it needs to be very clear and concise so that the person will understand to whom it is going to connect. Second is your cover picture, which is like the taking the maximum area of your LinkedIn profile. So if we talk about the cover picture, it must contain some kind of contactability so that the person can directly connect with you. You can put up your mobile numbers, you can put up your email ID, so that whenever a person is coming over to the LinkedIn profile, they come, they see if they want to connect with you, what is the email ID if they want to reach out, or what is the mobile number if they want to reach out. In that particular scenario, you become contactable by the user. So let's say if someone is searching for me onto the LinkedIn and they want to contact me, so either they have to send me the connection request, or if I'm putting some email ID in my profile, directly they can send me an email. So in that scenario, I become reachable to the user, which brings more conversion to the profiles. So having a cover picture is one of the significant thing onto the LinkedIn. So we just need to understand what's the our focus area, what's the thing that we want to achieve from the LinkedIn profile, and in that scenario, we can design the cover picture and post onto the LinkedIn. Profile picture is definitely one of the significant element. It needs to be very clear. Your headshot must be clearly visible. So LinkedIn is more towards the professional network. So profile picture must also be a professional one rather than a Facebook picture where we can put up our picture in a casual way. So like most of the people who are active on LinkedIn or who comes on LinkedIn, they are either good decision makers or like people who are very serious about their career and whatever they are doing into their industry. So in that scenario, they try to understand whatever profile they are visiting, they are also serious. So in that scenario, we must focus onto the profile picture as well. Then after profile picture and LinkedIn, headline is one of the major factor which works for the profile as well as the searchability criteria of LinkedIn as well. So whenever a person is coming and they are searching onto the LinkedIn search, so headline is one of the thing which is clearly visible. I show you example over here. So let's say if we go onto the LinkedIn and we search out for someone. So apart from name, headline is one which is coming into the search results of the LinkedIn. So let's say if we talk about entrepreneur and we search for people here. So profile picture is one which is just coming up here apart from name, and then this is the headline which whatever we are putting up into the profile, which matters a lot. So anyone who is putting up a proper headline, what you are doing in few words, so that it will give an idea to the user and it will come directly over here, which brings more results to your LinkedIn search. So putting a headline with clear, concise vector, what you're doing, it can include your job title, it can include your roles, or if you're building something cool into your industry, you can put up that as well. Few months back, LinkedIn also opened up a factor which is called content creator onto the LinkedIn. So if you are regularly posting onto the content, and if you particularly talk about few hashtags, then LinkedIn also shows onto your profile which says talks about. Here you can mention what kind of content you are posting, what kind of hashtags you are posting. So let's say onto my profile, it comes like talks about logistics, leadership, motivation, transportation, and entrepreneurship. So this is also brings more results to the profile where people can come, they can visit the profile, or if someone is searching for the hashtag which you are talking about, your content will be visible to them, your profile will be visible to them. In that scenario, again, you are searchable onto the LinkedIn. Then there is one section of about where you can describe what you have done, what are your achievements into the life, or what are your skill sets if you are looking out for a job, or if you have done something remarkable into your work acts, you can put up that thing, or if you have started something and sold out something, you can add certain scenarios like that. So about section gives up a particular thousands of characters you can put up over here, so that people when come to your profile they have something to read rather than you just put up a one or two liner about yourself. Apart from reading out content, this also works really well for the SEO perspective. If a person is coming and they are searching for a particular keyword and it is into your about section, then your profile might rank on LinkedIn. And if you have opened up onto the Google searching as well, then also your profile can rank up onto the Google search, which again brings more conversion to you. Uh, then you can also add a section which is called a featured section onto the LinkedIn, where people can add multiple notable remarks onto the profile. So let's say we talk about the featured section. Here we have mentioned like few links. Yeah, just a second. A few links like this where I've covered by ET covered. Then there is a story on WhatsApp. Then some other stories. So whenever a person is visiting on my profile, they see like this, they scroll down and they see all the featured section, which gives a notable achievements about my profile, what I have done. In case you are not having such kind of thing, you can add some kind of links which link to your some kind of article, some kind of LinkedIn post as well, or you can add your CV also if you are looking out for a job. So whenever a person is coming, they can directly download your CV from the profiles. Or if you have some certain skill sets, you can create an image and put that image into the featured section, so that person will come and they will note that you have a certain skill set into your profile. Then if we talk about one of the interesting section is of experience, where you can add your current job if you are having, or if you have done something into your life. So apart from just using the job title, you can also add a certain roles and responsibilities what you are doing at that job, which again gives a explanation to the user who is coming onto your profile about your job roles and responsibilities. Again, it helps in increasing the searchability of the profile onto the LinkedIn. So multiple experiences you can add if you have with different job titles, whatever you're doing. So if a person is looking out for a manager role, then it is into your profile will come. Or if a person is looking for a developer role, it will come. If a person is looking for a, let's say, designer role, and if you have done any kind of designing activity, you can add that into your profile. That will also help in ranking your profile. In terms of education, there are two ways of adding the LinkedIn education into the profile. You can just mention from where you are.
Sorry to interrupt you, Ishu. If you're changing your slides, we are not able to see. I mean, I am seeing the featured section. Uh,
Okay, got it. So basically, the only the slides there. Just a second. So I was talking about experience. This is done. Let me just.
do you want me to share?
No, I'm just trying to share my profile onto the browser so that I
Okay.
can. Yeah, is it visible now?
Yes.
Yeah, thank you, Nisha. So I was talking about the education section of the LinkedIn. So one way is to just add the like title, what kind of education we have taken from a particular institute. Apart from that, we can also add what are the different achievements we have done over there, what we have achieved into a particular role, what we have done. So it will give a picture to the person if we have achieved something or they have something to read whenever they are coming onto our profile. Similarly, we can add multiple sections. There is an option over here which help you in adding the sections. Just a second. So here we can add multiple things. So this part of the LinkedIn help you in adding the section onto the profile. So which can be an intro section, which comes to the top of the profile, about, featured, background, work experiences, educations, licenses, volunteer if you are volunteering something, skills. You can add multiple skills, whatever you are having, accomplishments, achievements. In accomplishments, again, if you have some kind of awards, in case you have some patents, courses you have done some kind of certifications that can be added to. If you know multiple languages, that can be added, which again add a multiple advantage to your LinkedIn profile. So let's say we talk about the skills. The more the skill you are adding, the more the search profile will be. The more organizations you are adding, the more LinkedIn search will work for you. So uh, let's say I volunteer with Go Dharmic. So I've added Go Dharmic into the profile itself. So anyone who is coming onto the Go Dharmic page, and if they search out onto the team which is associated with Go Dharmic, then my profile will also be visible over there. Apart from that, again, content what you are doing in a particular role or a particular experience you are doing. Skills, again, you can add multiple skills. So there is one interesting thing, you can add multiple skills, but if you want the people to endorse you for few skills, then you can pin your skills that you want to get endorsements for, so that the people whosoever is coming, they will see your top three skills into the search section, into your profile section. So this is one of the growth that can be utilized. Try to get recommendations onto the profile. So it gives more weightage to the LinkedIn profile. When you give for the recommendation, you can ask for it from the user as well. The more the recommendations, the more the like accomplishment kind of thing onto the LinkedIn profile. So there is a one tool which is called Resume Worded, where you can check the weightage of your LinkedIn profile, how your LinkedIn profile is ranking. I share the link as well. So let's say if we want to check out what is the weightage of our LinkedIn profile, what is the score of LinkedIn profile, how our LinkedIn profile is doing, then what we have to do, just go onto our LinkedIn profile, log in into there, save the profile to PDF. It is downloaded like this. Go onto the website resumeworded.com LinkedIn review. I've already shared the URL into the chat window. Drag and drop the profile over here. So what it will do, it will calculate the score of my LinkedIn profile, whatever content I have put up into the profile. In that way, if my score is low, I can increase the score. I can improve the keywords into the LinkedIn profile. I can improve the content onto the LinkedIn profile so that it become more searchable, more reachable to the audience. So like this, it identified, it gave me overall score of 80. So here we can get the detailed breakdown onto the profile. If we talk about headline, it is saying 10 by 10, summary 6 by 10, experience 7 by 10, education 10 by 10, and other sections of the LinkedIn profile 10 by 10. So if we are going to improve the summary and add more thing into that, it will increase. Further, we can also get the details like what is wrong into the profile. So it gives a detailed review. Your summary gives chances like what is the problem into the profile. So let's say if we talk about, it says that summary length is a bit low. It is saying that it gives you suggestion that you should add 200 to 300 words long summary. I've done only 199 words. So that's why it is giving a suggestion like this. Similarly, for the other sections also, it gives like for experience, it gives me a score of 7. So for the particular thing, it put up like job titles are there. And if I want to check out, multiple things can be identified. Similarly, for the education, it gives me a 10 result. For other sections, it gives me again the 10 results like locations, skill section is there, certification section is there, honors and awards are there. I have a custom LinkedIn URL as well. So like this, you can do a LinkedIn profile review, which helps you in improvising the LinkedIn results as well. So I hope that I've given a bit about the LinkedIn, like how you can improvise your profile and how can you improve the thing. And so that's a bit about my side. I'm open to question and answers if there is any from the audience.
Thank you, Ishu, for this one. I think it's great and it's very insightful for us to check our LinkedIn scores, and accordingly we can definitely improve here. Otherwise, we just keep wondering, okay, what can be improved? What should we do? But this gives the overall picture, as in what are the areas of improvement basically. And so I think it's really helpful, and thank you for sharing the URL also with the audience. So yeah, we'll take questions now, so you guys can just start asking questions, unmute yourself, and just ask anything related to social media or LinkedIn or anything else.
Does LinkedIn has the same issue? This is
Yes,
Amol here.
I
Hi.
am all.
Does LinkedIn itself has something internally to evaluate as to if the performance of the complete profile can be increased and all that stuff, as compared to we going on to any other tool to use that?
Okay. So LinkedIn has a basic profile check segment, which is called All Star Profile Check. I
Mhm.
show you whenever we are onto the LinkedIn. So there is a way where we can identify where our profile is ranking.
Yes.
So just a second. So let's say if I come onto my profile, this is my dashboard which is coming. So it says all star profile. So if we are new to the LinkedIn and we have created a new profile, then it is started with beginner. And as soon as we start adding up the sections and content onto the LinkedIn, it moves to the intermediate, and then it moves to experience, and then it moves to the all star profile.
Okay.
So this is one of the segment where we can identify how our profile is doing. Apart from that, into this section itself, here we can identify how many people are searching for us and what they are doing onto the
Mhm.
LinkedIn. So let's say we talk about this, shows me 659 searches have been done into the last week for my profile.
Mhm.
It gives me a bit about like what my profile, like the people who are coming onto the profile, what wherever they're working. Uh, it
Yeah.
is giving a detailed analysis like what are their job titles, what they're doing over there.
Mm.
And these are the keywords what have been used by the people when they are searching for and they visited my profile. So using these keywords, we can improvise the content, whatever we are putting up into the LinkedIn profile. We can use these keywords to put into our LinkedIn summary. We can use these keywords to put up into our job experiences, into our education. So let's say if someone is coming and they are putting up a .NET developer, and I have something related to the .NET developer into my profile. I can add that. If
Mm.
someone is searching for the CTO thing, so I can add such kind of keywords into my profile. It improvises the search results. It
Makes
increases
sense.
the search results. Apart from that, there is one more way where we can identify how our search appearances are onto the LinkedIn, how our content is doing. So this is the section where we can see our profile views, like how our profile views are doing on daily basis. LinkedIn
Mm.
gives us a graph like this,
Yeah.
where we can see how many people are visiting our profile on weekly basis. It is a weekly graph. And again, here we can identify who are the people who are visiting the profile, what they are doing, whether there are second connection, third connection, third plus connections. So based on that, it gives a clear idea what we can improve into our profiles.
Mhm.
So I hope, Amol, I have answered your question.
Yes, I mean it looks like every different website that we are trying to evaluate a profile from a LinkedIn perspective has a different algorithm to in the background to run, because it looks like when somebody has a very less kind of a
Hmm.
summary, maybe
Huh.
like 100 word kind of a summary,
Huh.
on a LinkedIn it may treat as a different profile rating as compared to when you jump that profile to maybe like a different evaluation
Hmm.
portal
Hmm.
that might evaluate in a different way.
Yes.
I guess, but yeah, I mean, it's always good to understand as to where we stand in terms of the presentation part.
So completely agree. Amol. So basically, there are multiple websites and tools which can help you in for the LinkedIn review. But Resume Worlded is one of the best out of it, which we have
Okay.
identified into the multiple tools. As you clearly mentioned, like different algorithms are there, which are based onto the content, based onto the summaries, skills, and whatever we are putting up. But
Yeah,
most of these algorithms works onto the basis of keywords, what people are searching for,
I'm
what
sure.
people are doing onto the LinkedIn, what are their insights,
Correct.
what kind of heat maps it is being generated based onto the searches. So if we have not mentioned,
Correct.
let's say we have
Correct.
missed out onto the cover page, so they will give us a less
Hmm.
score because we are not using or leveraging the space which LinkedIn is giving to us. Or if we have not mentioned the skills into our profile, they will
I'm sure.
rank us less because we are not using the actual keyword which is being utilized to rank our profile on LinkedIn.
I'm sure. Correct. Correct. And that's the
That's
reason,
the way.
when you've been given an option to, put some more content into a website along with some
Hmm.
specific keywords, which basically increases your ranking or increases your search. If we leverage that thing, then, the probability of us reaching to a lot of companies or maybe people will obviously increase.
Yes, agree.
Okay.
So there is a question from Nida onto the chat. So she is asking, could you please provide some tips for getting more followers and expanding the network? So there are two ways of doing it. One is like we can post regular content onto the LinkedIn so that whenever we are posting content, people keep on getting the notifications and feeds about our content into their own LinkedIn feed. We need to be regular onto the same so that more and more people will came to know about our content. Apart from that, we should comment onto the LinkedIn posts whichever we are seeing, so that let's say if we want someone to see our content, we need to engage with their content. Then only LinkedIn will show our content to them. The LinkedIn algorithm works in this way itself. So content marketing is one of the major thing after the LinkedIn changes. Apart from that, you can visit LinkedIn profiles. Let's say if you want to reach out to the managers in UK, so you can daily visits 50 or 60 profiles. Just visit their profile so that they will get a notification that you have visited their profile. Typically what we have seen, more than 83% people visit back to your profile, and if they find your profile interesting, they might connect you, or they might write to you, is there something that you are looking out for, which will increase your profile views also. In order to get more engagement and expanding your network, you can try to endorse people whenever they are into your network. Try to connect with people, try to uh, congratulate whenever they have some job achievement into their profile, because like LinkedIn is working as a professional network. Rather than saying more happy birthdays or wishing them onto their birthdays, if we wish them onto their work anniversaries, it makes more sense to them, and this is something which people appreciate on LinkedIn as well. uh, Content engagement is definitely a golden thumb rule for the LinkedIn. So content engagement works in a way. Comment is the highest thing which gives more signals to LinkedIn, then likes, and then share. So that in that way it works. I hope Nida I've answered your question.
Ishu, this is small.
Yeah, hi Malik.
I want to know the value of the LinkedIn certificates on our profile. I mean, they provide this different type of certificates. I mean, on LinkedIn. So I want to know the. I mean, is it valuable for our profile?
So there are two type of LinkedIn certifications which are available. One is the LinkedIn certification which is provided by LinkedIn itself.
Yeah.
If you do any kind of course like LinkedIn offer, let's say if I mentioned PMP as a skill into the LinkedIn, so LinkedIn will keep me posting that there is a course onto the PMP and you can do that course. Most of these things are basically free. The LinkedIn is not charging for the same. So there will be a small skill quiz kind of thing. LinkedIn will ask the questions. After a certain threshold, if I've passed, LinkedIn will give me a certificate issued by them itself. That is one type of certification. Another is a certification which we can add, which is apart from LinkedIn. Let's say if I've done some degree course or some diploma course or some kind of institute course where I've got a certificate, I can also add that certificate into the LinkedIn profile. It gives me multiple options. It can be added via link. It can be added as an image as well. So the value of certificates given by LinkedIn is much more than the certificates that we are adding on our own. So let's say if I'm a person who is looking out for a job and I'm looking for an Angular developer, and I have passed the certificate given by LinkedIn, and LinkedIn has issued a certificate to me. So whenever a person is searching, whenever a recruiter is searching for a person and my profiles comes up, then my profile will be coming on top of the people who have not done any kind of certification given by LinkedIn. In that scenario, it gives me more advantages. So it being my profile becomes more searchable in terms of the recruitment scenario. Much more beneficial for the people who are working or looking for a job change, or who are looking or using LinkedIn as an career advantages. Not beneficial for the people who are looking LinkedIn as a sales and marketing channel.
Okay. That's what I want to know. I mean, the certificates do add value to our profile or not?
So LinkedIn certificates are quite good. Just add an skill, go for the skill quiz and add that certificate into the profile. That gives more advantages.
Thank you.
Do we have any other questions from anyone?
Any of the thing that you would like to ask in terms of LinkedIn, social media, automation, like how to generate leads, how to get more people onto the profile, how to be searchable, how we can use LinkedIn content again and again, because it's generating content is something which is quite difficult, and how we can use or leverage the same content again and again. That is one of the interesting stuff to do.
I think, Ishu, if you can throw some light on, generating leads for these, how the young professionals or people who have just kickstarted with their career, how they can generate leads and, get more responses from the potential clients. Because generally, what we face is, for the new ones or
Mm.
for the people who've just started, they do not get much response. So, I mean, what's a good way to, start that, or, if you can give some tips on, how to get responses from their side, or, if you can throw some light on that.
So the major thing for any kind of sales and getting some responses if you're marketing something is to build relationship with the people. Maximum time we fail in building the relationship. We are just pushing the content to the user or trying to connect with them, and we assume a response back, like the person is just coming up with a yes to us and asking what our product is doing and what we are offering to them. So in most of the scenarios, the things don't work like this. One is like you need to be very responsive to the people whenever they are coming. We need to be very responsive, even if they are saying no. Our content must be strong in a way so that we are not taking it in an offensive way. Let's say if we are offering hiring services to the user and they say that we are good and we do not want to hire as of now. Might be the person is not interested right now, but he might be interested in future as well. So we can uh, like give a small note like this. It was nice talking to you, or have you into the network, and let's stay connected. In case you have some kind of uh, future needs or your network is looking out for something, you can remember our name for the hiring needs. So in that particular scenario, we have already given a positive note to the user so that the person, whenever look out for hiring, they will remember our brand name. That is one thing. Apart from that, one of the things which most of the people lack is follow-ups. So what happened? We connect with the people, we drop them a message, and we assume a response with them. Everyone is busy with their work. They are not just looking out for a message and they just keep on replying to us. So if the person is not replying, we need to be uh, like connective enough so that we just let's say if onto the day one we connected with the person and dropped a note about our service, and if the person is not responding, at least within 10 days we should send them a message again, like we connected with you, I hope you missed out onto the message or something, I'm just checking out with you again if you are interested into our service or something like that. A small lightly follow up kind of note with an informative section where you can put up or post about any blog post your company is doing, or your content, a new piece of content that you have done, or if there is some news that your company something like that, or if you have some new product lines that you have launched. In that particular scenario, you are not being too pushy with the person, sharing knowledge with them as well, and doing a follow-up also. So in most of the scenarios, it happens that sometimes people were having you into their mind, but they skipped because they have not replied at that time. And when you do a follow-up, they just reply, yes, I was having a need and I was looking out for something that you offered. So that is something that we always focus on. So relationship is one of the major factor. Rather than just being on pushy towards the sales, we must try to build a specific good relationship with the user so that they might remember us whenever they need our services, whether right now or in future. Uh, Follow-ups is again one of the major things that we always focus on, and try to connect with the people with their specific needs. If you are searching for the people on LinkedIn, try to identify what are their pain points. Try to hit the pain point directly into the first message. So let's see if a person is putting up, again, taking the example of hiring. So we can search for the people who are looking for the people to hire. And we can just drop a small note with them. Like we can solve your hiring problem with a particular data points. Or like we can also mention, like we have helped 100 companies into the past week for the hiring particular thing, or we have saved cost for the companies in terms of the hiring process. So that will be a eye-catchy kind of content to the person, and that kind of scenarios will bring more responsive responses to your connection request, whichever you are saying. And it needs to be a consistent and regular process, so that you are keeping follow-ups with the user. You are touching new points, touching new users on regular basis. So whosoever is looking out for the services offered by you, they came to know that you are offering those services. That is something that we should focus on.
Thank you, Ishu.
Thank you, Manisha. So anything, any other questions from the audience, or anything I can help you with?
Guys, if you have any doubts, I mean, just not related to LinkedIn, with any other social media channels also, you can ask. And, Issue being a subject matter expert, he can, definitely help us with that as well. If you have any doubts in terms of, anything. Looks like we all are social media experts now.
I guess
Okay.
it's more about leveraging it. I mean, the more you get into it, the more you understand it. So, I being a lot of Kickstarters here, they're not heavily exposed to that side of a model, wherein they're actually the once they start using it, they would understand the benefits of it, as compared to just from a business perspective. Somebody who would want to promote their business like Arjun Global, they're trying to do that. So we are trying to leverage that kind of a
Hmm.
thing. And at an individual level, I mean, you have to think that your profile has to look better. I mean, if somebody who's a content developer, where all the person can target, being a website designer, how exactly he can reach out to a lot of customers. So I mean, you have to get into your thought and foresee those things to start actually exploiting, or maybe leveraging, I mean, whatever way you would want to portray that, and start implementing stuff.
Yes, agreed. Basically, like for the newbies, it's always like first step is optimizing the profile itself, because
Yeah,
that is the place where the person is visiting your profile, and the mindset is set from there itself. So whatever we are putting onto our profile, that is one of the major factor, and whatever information, maximum information we can put, that is something that needs to be leveraged out. So if you people do not have LinkedIn accounts, try to create one. Try to leverage your profile, try to connect with people. If you start slowly, steadily, even if you're doing some kind of connections on daily basis, it will bring a strong professional network for you. That is
correct.
something that's gonna help you out in near future. That
I'm
is
sure.
something that will benefit you. That is something like, as you rightly said, if they are going to utilize it, then definitely they can get the right advantages and benefits out of it.
I'm, I'm sure.
And it does only, I mean, it does not only help you build your, professional brand and about your company and about your job, but it helps to build your personal brand also, which will
Yes.
stay with you forever. As and when wherever you go. So, I mean, your personal brand will always be attached to you, whichever organization you go, wherever, I mean, whichever part of the world you go. So that's very important. And, it's really important, at least now in this virtual world where everyone's connected through social media most of the time, at least in last 1.5 years, whatever business people are making or whatever reaching out people are doing, it's all sitting virtually, sitting at your home,
Mm.
but through these social media networks.
And even if we talk about the corporate world, most of the times if we are applying for job and if we have a LinkedIn profile mentioned into the CV, then people tend to visit the profile, and it really gives more insights to the people, like what we have done, what kind of content, and what kind of insights we are generating onto the LinkedIn. So that gives added advantages while we are looking out for the jobs as well. So that
Right.
is something that definitely can be utilized.
And I think it adds an added advantage if you put your LinkedIn URL in the CV.
Yes.
That at least shows your, professionalism, and that because I have also seen this. It makes a difference actually when you actually put up your LinkedIn address over there.
Even I was doing a session with few HR, so they were saying that most of the times while they see the LinkedIn profiles into the CV, they tend to shortlist those profiles versus the people who are not having that LinkedIn URLs. That gives an insight what the person is doing, what kind of behavior the person is having, uh, how the person is going to respond when in the organization, because these things matters a lot whenever you are putting up something, because CV is something which is just giving about information about you, but your social network, your professional social network gives information about your behavior as well. Whatever you are mentioning, whether you are engaging with that kind of, like, no, willingly or unwillingly, we engage with the content, whatever we have built up with, or what kind of hobbies we are having. So if we are liking the same kind of content, that kind of content will reflect into our profiles. So that is
Right.
something these HRs definitely look out to.
I guess you're also one step ahead of other applicants from a recruitment perspective, that you're making things convenient for an HR to evaluate your
Yes.
yes. So you're thinking beyond, any other applicant who is not even aware, who's putting some, who's skipping some dates in the profile and all that stuff. So when you're always a step ahead, you always have an edge to get selected or maybe get evaluated before anyone else.
And even if it is utilized smartly, it gives you added advantage. Like one of the case study on this is like, so let's say if I'm having a LinkedIn profile and I'm applying for, again, let's say content writer, and I see like some HR is visiting my profile. So most of the times HR does not send you a connection request from their end. So what we can do, if some HR is sending or visiting my profile and I see that HR is visiting my profile, I can go explicitly send a connection request to the person, which bring as an added advantage to my profile that I'm interested and I'm focused towards the job. I'm like serious about the job role that I'm applying for. So that is something which brings more seriousness towards the job.
I see, Michael, you had unmuted yourself. Do you have a question?
Yeah. So basically, I wanted to kind of like getting some like practical advice on how to kind of leverage social media to promote my property company. And I was wondering, like, what platform would you recommend me to use to focus on the most?
So, Michael,
Like,
I was just
yeah.
you have a more B2B kind of segment, like it's a rented, what kind of commercial properties, or it's more onto the rent house apartments kind of properties, or you work into the both segments?
Right. So it's right now I'm focused on service accommodation. So basically, I'm trying to leverage social media to attract clients to stay at the properties that we have, and so on a short-term basis. So it would be either holiday lets or contractors. So basically, yeah, that's what I was wondering. Which platform would you recommend for me to use if I'm trying to promote that kind of business?
We talk about for the property and for the short term things, again, LinkedIn is one of the really good platform to use. Here you can use leverage the content onto the LinkedIn, where you generate content from your company and then you generate the content onto your profile. So let's say if you are generating something, post it onto your company page, then post it onto your profile. Try to connect with your target audience, identify and build the target segment. Let's say if you mentioned that you are looking to connect with the contractors into the property domain. So there are a lot of people, lot of job titles which keep on hunting properties for short-term basis for the companies. You can directly try to connect with those people, help introduce your brand to them, introduce your company to them, what you are doing. So in that particular way, whenever they have need, they will directly come to you. That is one of the platform that you can use. Apart from that, once you have everything set up for the LinkedIn, then you can move towards the Facebook scenario, because there also there are local community where people keep on and keep on searching for the properties into the communities. Those communities you can leverage. Once you have a property listed with you, you can post those properties into those local communities, from where you can generate leads again for the community. So these two platforms will work for you.
Sorry, I think I might have missed a little bit. I'm not too sure about the connection, but so you said the two platforms I should focus on the most are LinkedIn and
The Facebook,
Facebook.
basically Facebook.
Facebook.
Even in
Facebook,
Facebook, you
okay.
can leverage the Facebook communities, Facebook groups.
Right, yeah.
Leverage local communities are there, so that will work
So you
for
can
you.
actually
Okay.
join those Facebook groups. What he's trying to say is right, Issue?
Yes, yes.
Right.
So you can join the Facebook groups, try to engage the people, try to post your content over there. So that is something which will bring more engagement in terms of organic marketing. And definitely inorganic advertisements are there. So for that, Google Ads is one of the good to do.
Right. Okay.
Does that
I
answer
appreciate
your
that.
question, Michael?
Yeah, yeah. I think it does. Yeah.
Okay, great.
Thank you.
So I think we are just right on time. If anybody has any questions, I think we can take one last question. Otherwise, we'll just end this session. Guys, if you have questions later on as well, you can reach out to me at manisha@arjunglobal.com, and I will definitely pass on to Issue and get your, questions answered as well. If at a later point of time you have any doubts regarding anything, so you can, reach out to me as well. I'll paste my email address in the chat box. So thank you so much, Ishu. On behalf of everyone and Arjun Global, I would really like to thank you to, you've give us really insightful points about social media, and you've taken your time and, come for this session for all the young professionals. So thank you so much. And I would like to thank everyone else also for coming onto the call.
Thank you, everyone. Nice to meet you all. I hope you like.
Thank you for having us.
Thanks, Ishu. Appreciate it.
Thank you, Amol.
Thank you so much.
Yeah,
Bye-bye.
it was
Cheers.
very good. Thank you very much, guys.